COD champs in the past, they have not lasted very long. Like, this is an EnVy team who's looking to stay together for the long haul.
This is such an important match.
And you look, I mean, if EnVy were to lose this, that United EnVy game is even that much more important with the way United is. I don't think EnVy wants to see that. And we can jump in here. It's going to be retaliation hardpoint to kick things off. Okay,
well, kicking things off straight away. We're going to see Slasher, a man who is not unfamiliar for putting a few kills on the board, and straight away, himself and John combining for the 3, and should have full control there with number 4, Slasher starting strong.
Always make smart decisions.
Now, the one thing that I will say straight away, retaliation, this bridge is very hectic. However, you know, you will get those line of sights.
The last few seconds, EnVy's going to take every single second on this first hill.
Yeah, 45-0 right now. You will see that rotation and a few points put on the board for Orbit. However, this is a great start for EnVy, to say the least. To point out the obvious, Zero's going to get taken down by Apathy, and now Urban answering back, but he's going to be traded out. EnVy looking to break this very, very quickly here. They're not messing around.
No, this would not be good for Orbit. EnVy could get control of the spawns, would set them up great to run away with this game right at the beginning, and that is Urban. But you see JCap pushing out over towards Bridge. Great play there by JCap. Get the furthest cut first, and you're able to lock this down, but it's going to be Zero picking up Slasher inside of the hard point.
EnVy now have the job of breaking back. Rated starts to heat up. He's going to get a double after being taken shortly after by Slasher, but now a Slasher who's already put 10 on the board. He's going to find number 11 and take control. 30 seconds. This is a big 30 seconds, man. The rotation once again is going to switch up, and it's the man himself. It's JCap in control. 2 players do go down, so he's got to hold this. Maybe play a little bit more for the spawns than the points.
Yeah, he's going to back all the way out of the actual hardpoint, which is a great decision by JCap. One, he picks up a big kill on Joe, who's trying to lock the spawns down the back for Orbit. And then instead of just playing inside the hill, giving it up to Orbit when they would have flooded him, he's going to play all the way for this back area, let his teammates come from the bridge side. A fantastic play by JCap.
Yeah, and he's still in control. This is a back-to-back 20 seconds, you know, uncontested. His teammates are backing him up. Another kill, 3 back-to-back for EnVy. And Orbit are in trouble. Rated gets a big kill there, but it's whether he can push forward. No, he's going to be double-teamed. EnVy is looking so strong. Look at that scoreline.
So that's the stuff that'll never show up in the scoreboard. JCap at that moment in time is 8-5. He gets 1 kill on that hard point, but it essentially gives EnVy what the...
We're going to see this go to this very tight hallway. However, payloads are coming in. Score streaks too.
And I mean, Orbit is in a world of trouble in this one. I think that obviously, without question, you're going into the hotel hallway. You're down by more than 100. I think, look, yeah, you have to play for as much time as possible here. I think if you split Bridge and lower market, you need to get Cathedral, and then you need to somehow rotate, win the gunfights on the rotation, and take Broke.
It's going to be back and forth here on the hallway. EnVyUs are going to take control as we do see Apathy fall. 3 back-to-back for Orbit now, but the last 15 seconds, we're going to rotate round. Will EnVyUs, you know, they dominated in the first point. 45 seconds. I think it may be a little harder this time, but they're looking so strong. Something needs to change drastically right now, but someone who is going off, it's Slasher, the man on your screens. 3-kill streak, he's got a Scarab available. Make it 4, it has a 2.0 KD ratio now for Orbit, but again, EnVy take full control. Orbit have to rotate early, and I'm just thinking, you know, with EnVyUs getting streaks now, they can use that to break into hard points. When's the perfect time for these streaks?
I mean, you want to save them for either Broken or over by the Cathedral area. I think if that's the only way that I think you use these streaks. Don't let the game get out of control. You know, if Orbit gets it, they lock it down for, you know, 20, 30 seconds. Use one of those streaks, break it, just make that time even. And right now, Orbit does control the lower streak, but you see EnVy, they're going to try and work through this hotel hallway. They're going to play for the spawns for the next hill. They don't need this time.
Yeah.
They can play for the spawns for the next hill. They just cannot let the game get out of control to where Orbit starts to snowball. And look at that, a perfect break from EnVy.
Born Slayer right now. He's got 8 seconds on the hard point. He's not needed at all. He's got 24 kills on the board, and, you know, roughly around, they're outslaying them by around 20, 25 kills already. And, you know, kills are not everything, but they're a massive, massive part here. If you can outslay your opponent, you're going to win the majority of the games. And right now, EnVyUs are looking to close it out.
So Orbit would need an insane comeback to put this away. But Slasher with the EnVy4 in his hands doesn't need to play near the hill. That's where the K-Bar players are going to come in, pick up the most kills.
As close as he can, but look at the performance. The star player that I pointed out, Joe, 6 and 21, my goodness. I don't even know where to start with that. The one thing that Orbit do as a consolation is they don't get put in that 100-point club. They break it, but surely it's just too much.
I mean, I feel like even, what, a minute ago we were talking about Joe with 6 kills as well. I mean, he goes for a very long time without doing much of anything. And I think, look, this would be like the equivalent of almost, you know, Scump going like 7 and 22 for an Optic. Like, you're not going to win games when he's not playing well. And you see EnVy, they're going to win that one 250 to 116. Blowing out Orbit there in game number 1. And I think, look, EnVy played phenomenal. You get a better game out of Joe. I think that's much closer.
Yeah, and the crazy thing then was Zero had full streaks. He was on a 7-kill streak. I'm like, that's not even going to come in. Zero and Urban joining that squad. I think that's where their respawn got better. I'm dead within seconds, but these guys know better. We'll, of course, keep our eye on those payloads, but kicking things off, we're going to go on board with the attack inside that is Team EnVyUs.
I love this idea from EnVy. So we do see some teams do this time and time again where a map like this, where the B bomb site is so heavily favored on the offensive side of things, you just throw a wrench here at the beginning of the game, you go over towards A, you get an early first blood. This is a very good first round for EnVy. It's going to be Urban, though, taking out Slasher, evening it up at 3 players apiece, but just like that, we're going to see kills traded inside of the bomb site room. It's a fast round that goes in favor of EnVy. Well, maybe just a check at the beginning of the round. Now you have to commit to somebody over that bomb site.
However, Slasher, he's going to fully commit, and he's going to get something from it. He's seen them. He'll be giving the call-outs and
committed everybody over to the site way too quick. Slasher gets some hit markers, probably calls it out, expects a fast push. Orbit tries to rotate out to the site. JCap with 2 big kills. It's going to be Zero, the only one alive. He falls 2 fast rounds in favor of EnVy. Yeah, and sometimes I feel like we don't talk about EnVyUs a lot just because they're not a flashy team. Like, these guys are just consistent. They're not flashy. Like, they win these games just by grinding teams down, consistent play. That sometimes people watch it, they're not flashy, like not exciting, whatever, off the rip here. But now, obviously, no overkill here in Infinite Warfare. Gonna have that pistol. He's going to fall. And man, these rounds are flying by fast, and Orbit is in a lot of trouble. Yeah,
we talk about flashy. Zero pulls out the sniper. He actually made a pick with it, which is great, but it obviously leaves Rated in a 1v3. That's going to put him on 0 and 3.
Yep, they've been great for such a long time, just so consistent. It's kind of like how this EnVy team is here in Call of Duty. And see, it's going to be Orbit now on offense. See what they decide to do. But here's a problem now, that you go over to the A-bomb site, you show it, you rotate so early, that now EnVy knows, like, okay, well, they really didn't actually want to go over there. They're going to go over towards B. Urban gets a first blood, but he's quickly taken out, though. It's going to be kills exchanged from both sides. So now we're in a 2v2 fast, but I hate the bomb this position. It's so difficult to get out of here. Spot to plant in, because you would have had to have Zero watch observation deck. Obviously, the players on EnVy could come through the mid-map, take him out, so not a great spot for Zero to sit and look over Rated as he got bombed down, and they're going to like to rotate this. It's going to be Slasher there. Takeout, Rated. Apathy cleans up another one, and 4-0.
Oh, this is tough for Orbit.
And EnVy just showing some signs over by A. Still have to respect that. You see Orbit's going to have to leave somebody over at the A-bomb site on the defensive end. It's going to give EnVy the man advantage over here by the B site.
Well, still 8 players until there. Joe's the first to fall, and you know what, Joe? He's 1 and 5. It seems very, very much like map number 1. Zero's going to answer back, and we're going to be in a 3v3 now. However, EnVyUs, they're in a good spot. There is 2 players just around the corner. It's going to be Urban and Raid double up. He shouldn't be able to get one. He doesn't get one, but John answers back with the double with the pit. Zero and Urban. That shouldn't happen.
No, and that is one where I thought Orbit was going to come on top of that trade. They take JCap out. You know John has the pistol directly behind him. You cannot let John 2-piece you with a pistol like that. We're going to have a 1v1, though. It's going to be Rated. Able to take out John. Not able to win the next fight. A 5-0 lead for EnVyUs.
But I'm used to...
I guess you have to try something. Something different. I guess that's kind of the mentality coming in this.
They looked a little bit lost. They kind of went in, they went out. It's like, do we, don't we? And now we're going to see the Scarab in action. He's going to call out 2. That's intel for them. Apathy now, you can see him cooking grenades straight away. That's going to be 1, but it's not going to connect with anyone. The bomb looks like it's going down, and we're going to see engagements very shortly. JCap on your screen, 1 to his right. He's going to slide in, and again, clever play. He's going to be a 3v3.
Yeah, he slides in with a teammate, so it's very difficult for Urban to track both players, and it's going to be a trade here. But it just gets JCap some map position. He's able to get into the site, and maybe he makes a play now. Rated cuts off Apathy towards the middle of the map. JCap's going to pick up another one. And here comes John. Can make a play here. He gets shot in the back. So Orbit looks like they should take this round.
Well, he's got his payload, his camo, it's 1v1. He's not going to see him. It's unfortunate for him. Orbit do get on the board.
Obviously.
Points, on the previous map. Is it just another one of those? We'll have to wait and see, but straight away on the attack. This is fast. This is fierce. Camo, well, is there available? But Urban strikes first, and now for probably the first time in this game, Orbit do have that advantage.
Well, John evens it up, though, taking out Zero with the sniper rifle. So we do see the sniper on occasion on this map, and it can be effective. You see Slasher's going to take out 1, uses FTL, goes right into the gun of Urban. So it's going to be a 2v2 as see John trying to make his way over towards the bomb site. You're going to have to clear this out. 2 players there. Gets tagged up by the second one, so they know where both players on Orbit are.
Not the best use of FTL jump straight into the face of him. We talked about it, you know, maybe not understand it. However, still, gunfight's going down. 2v2 Urban's been spotted. He's in the middle. And this is what I talk about with Urban. He likes it. He likes getting in the air. He's going to find one. FTL jump comes in the melee. He's going to not be able to close that one out. And EnVyUs strike back. They needed it. They closed things out 6-1. But that may have been a good use of FTL jump if he had a few more bullets.
That was a very good use of FTL jump. If he has a few more shots and he's able to target Apathy a little bit quicker than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for Orbit. I'm all for European Call of Duty. However, EnVyUs are looking like the giants that they were last year. They're back to their best, maybe. But let's jump on board with John straight away. K-bar in hand, going for those kills. It's going to be Urban that strikes first.
Yeah, and I feel like this is definitely a statement tournament for EnVy. A lot of people have kind of written them off.
Yeah, the one thing I really want to see, and I think both teams are very, very good at from what I've seen, is utilizing those payloads. You know, active camo, overdrive, they're so key in a game mode like Uplink. We'll have to wait just a couple of minutes to see them. You can push forward, because it's not a simple get 4 down, make a play. You've got to get maybe 1-2 waves, and straight away, you see EnVyUs pushing forward, but they're closed down. Well, such a close gap.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about. Trying to go towards that helipad. There's really kind of like 2 main entrances towards there. You get all that space in the back for Orbit to play defense. It's a very easy hole.
Yeah, a big choke point as well. Zero's going to be the one rocking the drone. However, 3 kills back-to-back. This could be the one to strike first, but Apathy's going to be the blocker. Can he get in the way? He's going to find a kill, but it's going to be a dunk for Orbit. For once in this whole series, they take the lead.
Get the drone, throw it down for a second. They need to get a full wave of kills before they actually go in. He's going to take out Zero there, but it's going to be Joe able to clean it up. And this map...
Yeah, you can't be, you know, letting your team go into a 3v4 in gunfights. You know, you've got to have that weapon in hand. One play that is rated, kicking off with not only a double kill, but a 3-kill streak, makes it 4. Joe as well is on a 4-kill streak, but he's going to be wielding that drone. He's going to put it in for 2, and he's got the backup of his teammate. Yeah, Joe not only is an objective player, he can slay like the rest of them. Urban, though, he's going to be chased down. This is going to be John giving chase, but I think it's too late. He's home and dry. It's number 6 for Orbit and EnVyUs. I don't know what's happening right now, but I think Orbit, they're stepping up to the plate. Raid started to slay, and to be honest, Joe's just kind of come out of nowhere.
Right on drone when it's coming in. Well, you have to be setting up towards mid-map. There's nobody there as well. EnVy just looking very out of position here in Frost.
Well, can they make their mark here? We see Apathy take the drone. JCap's going to fall. And now John as well, rated, just being so solid in their defense. This is the choke point. This is the difficult one, and it's repeating history. They tried it once. They tried it twice. Okay, well, you see Slasher. He was top slaying. He was double positive in the hard point. You know, he's not obviously doing the same. He's keeping on track, though. John as well, starting a bit slower, and I think that's really showing just in the overall game itself. Rated seems to have stepped it up. Joe as well combining with this. But with 30 seconds left here, Orbit looking strong in the first half. Things do not rule EnVyUs out, though. They're a team that can bounce back at any moment. This map in particular as well, you can start to see things spiral out of control.
Yeah, I mean, same with Slasher. And you just see, you know, how big of an influence these two players make. Slasher with a 2-point play there at the end. That's actually huge. Brings that score line down going into the second half. And I feel like if there was a preferred side, I feel like it's the one that EnVy is about to go on. I cannot see that happening, but who knows? We've seen some crazy stuff this weekend. You know, you get here at these like live big LAN events, and you just see some crazy upsets. So we will see the second half get underway. EnVy trying to get towards mid-map to get some drone control.
2 players go down. That's going to be JCap and Slasher. Apathy. He needs to stay alive. He can't let that drone go out of his sight. Big kill onto Rated there. He is literally being a thorn in Orbit right now. Finally does fall to 0. But still, you know, 45 seconds gone. That drone is still locked down in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, if Apathy doesn't stay alive for that long, you imagine that Orbit gets some kind of offensive push going. And your Orbit right now, this is perfect. You just keep picking up these kills middle of the map. Don't let the drone go into EnVy's favor, but that's going to be 3 kills quick for EnVyUs. It's going to be 2 from Slasher. You see he's going to be able to pick up another one, and now Slasher's starting to heat up.
Yeah, this is great for Orbit right now. You know, they can slow things down. Joe's going on the flank here. He could pick not one, but he could find the second. Not even needed, as we do see Urban take him down. Joe with a long-range weapon. Choice of Era there. Coming in with the buff, of course. Zero's going to find 2, and this could be another couple of points on the board for Orbit. It's fantastic news. They're going to hit 8.
It's a 2-point play for Orbit, as they have looked great here in Uplink, and it's quite interesting because I think the one thing that we were really critical on the European teams at Gfinity was their Uplink play. It was not very good at all.
Do you think this benefits the guys on EnVyUs? You know, John, for instance, he's such a powerful SMG. Or do you think they're just going to stick to the basics? K-bar, can they hold on? 90 seconds left on the clock. Orbit, they are 6 points in the lead here. They can sit back. Urban is showing you exactly why he can do that. Precision behind that propeller. He's got to be challenged, and my goodness, that's some gun skill from Apathy. EnVyUs, 3 down. They need to push forward. They need to make something happen now.
And now you're going to see the drone get picked up yet again. It's going to be John trying to lead the way. He's going to get one. JCap with another. John's going to have to throw the drone down. He's going to be able to pick up yet another kill. John leading the way, not able to take out Urban. And it's going to be a 1-point play for EnVy, but still just 1 minute to go. EnVy needs to get back towards mid-map and get drone control. And it looks like Raided's going to be able to do that. Can take this back to his side of the map. They can play keep away here, Momo.
They really can. Or they can push forward, be aggressive, use that active camo. Urban's going to pick up a double. If he gets through this choke point with active camo, this should be a 2-point play. It's coming in. The payloads are going to be straight used, and that's 10-3, 45 seconds.
Crucial situation. EnVy could potentially make a little bit of a comeback, make things interesting towards the end. And Raided pops that active camo, gets a 2-point play, puts the game away for Orbit.
Yeah, very, very strong showing. It's nice for myself at least to see Joe and Raided step it up, but EnVyUs, they've looked strong in map 1, they've looked strong in map 2, but Orbit, they're going to face them, and they're going to push them to a map number 4. The scoreline is 10-3, and Orbit showing signs of life.
Really focusing on holding those spawns for the barn. If you get that side, if you don't...
Let's start things off. We're on board with Urban himself. He's opting to go a little bit wide, not for the objective. He's going to pick up one with Apathy. Locks on with precision aim, but tagged from the left-hand side, just backing off. Again, myself and Mr. X, we touched on this. You're not going to see a lot of points here. You're going to see them
over towards that barn side. But here at the beginning, EnVy's going to take 10 seconds. Now you may see them start to put a little bit more emphasis on these spawns for the second hill.
Yeah, and talking of spawns, EnVy may have the first 10. They've also got those spawns. It's looking good for the boys in blue at the start of things, but a long way to go. John's going to pick up a nice double. Rated answers with 2 himself.
He's the first one there, goes that farthest cut. A lot of teams, they make the mistake as the first person that spawns up at the new hill, they just watch that close cut coming from the previous one.
Talking a break in, Orbit trying their best, but unsuccessfully at the moment. They're going to be pushing through grannies. Well, wow, Joe and Urban getting the better here. 2 go down, they can make a push for it. John's going to have to come up big. He doesn't though. He does pick up the first, and we will see Orbit break through. The spawns will be flipped. With 25 seconds, this is big for Orbit. They needed that. They could have gone down like 60-10. Will it come back to bite them? We'll have to wait and see. Apathy's going to light it up with a double here. Slasher and Joe getting on that score sheet as well. And we talked about Joe a lot. He started a little bit slow again here, but we're not going to rule him out just yet. 4 and 8 here. Apathy, the main man at the moment, 11 and 5 as he finally does fall. We do see EnVyUs now. They will push forward. They have backed off again. And I want to talk about this, Nash yourself, Mr. X. They give up 10 seconds. Is it the right choice here to back off to that baseball field?
Without a doubt. I mean, you're going to have Slasher in a position here. He gets taken out, but he was going to be able to take out 2 players before he falls.
Urban finds a double. I mean, he seems to be the shining star, but Apathy shut down once again.
I mean, he finds a double, but they get no time out of it. I mean, He gets a double, the rest of his team falls, they get no hill control. EnVy just flooding into this baseball, and you ask, is it worth giving up the last 10 seconds? Joe yet again in a hard point, 5 and 14, Momo. What is going on here?
Joe is not playing his best Call of Duty, to state the obvious, but what is wrong? I am not sure. I think he's losing those, close range gunfights, which he's not used to in Europe. He's going up against, world champions literally right now. They can really make a game for themselves, but they need to keep this hill.
They need pretty much the rest of the time here. You see another use of FTL there by Urban. He's going to fall. This could get dangerous because you don't get this last 20 seconds. You give up control of bike path, then you're going to fall behind by a lot.
Ooh, JCap. He finds 2, and Slasher punishes him for it with the team grenade, and Rated will find the last 10. But again, you're going to be having to rotate to this bike path. That was fantastic from JCap, though. Makes something out of nothing, but it's not good enough. John's going to be still on the hard point. He turns, he burns, he finds 3. And again, this is the point. There's 3 minutes left on the clock. Usually doesn't come into play. But with 40 seconds still on bike path, you've got baseball field coming up next. This is where you're going to see your payloads. Apathy and Slasher, they are stacked right now.
And right now, I mean, the hill is just contested. If you're EnVy, you don't need to go challenge those gunfights. Orbit needs to come to you. They need as much time as possible. You can just play this corner, let teammates look right over the top of you if you're Apathy. And you see John's going to be able to get 2. Slasher's going to be able to take out Joe as he comes to challenge. Another Scarab for Apathy. He's going to push this one straight through the hill.
Apathy is 32 and 18. He's got over a minute hill time right now. He's doing absolute work. And you know what? It's not for the first time. Slasher's there as well. They take the spawns. They're 20 seconds away. They've got streaks. They've got payloads. It's looking great. 4 go down for Orbit once again. The Centurion's coming in for John. This is looking fantastic for EnVy. And right now, Orbit, they just seem a little outskilled. They look a little lost here, Mr. X.
It has really just been a dominant performance in this series overall by Slasher, John, and Apathy. and EnVy is going to close it out 3-1 with a 250-121 win there in Hardpoint.